Okay, guys, good evening to you all. This is Gurpal Singh from Gursar Education, and now I am going to start my lecture for today. As you all know that this is a subject specific day, and this is the last day we are going to uh, do the introductory lecture regarding paper 2. Before starting this lecture, I would like to take the quick confirmation from you all if I am audible. Is my voice audible to you? Just give me a quick confirmation. I need confirmation from at least 10 people, please. Okay, all right. I have received the confirmation. As you know, this is the last day, and from Monday onwards, we shall start this chapter specific lectures in Zoom meeting. That will also be a video class. So now what I do that I share my screen so that everything is visible to you, whatever we have already done. As you know, this lecture is going to be for the student of commerce and management. That's why we have already gone through from the some subjects covered in the paper 2 syllabus, and whatever we have left at the time in our first lecture, we shall continue with that, and from Monday onwards we shall be starting our regular lecture for chapter specific videos. Okay, so now I share my screen and I tell you what to do and how to do. Okay, now here I have written that this is going to be introductory lecture on paper 2. This is specifically for the students belonging to the stream of commerce and management. And as you all know that we have already gone through from the part 1 of this video lecture. And in this part, we shall talk about the subjects which we have left in that video. Okay. So this is about preparation and subject strategies for commerce and management specifically. Before moving to the next slide, I would again like to remind you all that the weightage of this particular paper is 200. There are 10 subjects involved in the paper 2. It doesn't matter whatever the streams you belong to. You can be belonging to commerce, management, economics, or anyone. And the syllabus of a paper 2 always contains 10 subjects. Okay. So from each subject, 10 questions shall be asked. And the weightage of each question is 2 marks. So in total, 20 marks question will be there from a specific subject. Okay. And we have already talked about first 5 subjects of commerce and management stream. So now in this video lecture, I would like to tell you about the rest of the subject. This is from 6th to 10th module. Okay. So now in this slide, I have written some subjects to which we have already delivered the lecture. In the first subject, I told you that this is a very high scoring subject. If you are very sound in statistics and research methods, and if you have gone through from all the video lecture and the notes and test series and previous papers, I'm sure all 10 questions can be made right. I am targeting only JRF. Okay, only JRF. I am not concerned about net, because if your target is higher, only then you can achieve the lower goals. Okay, aim for something very big, very big. Okay, if the cutoff for JRF for general candidate is 65%, then aim for at least 75%. Okay, if you are aiming for that much large percentage, only then you will be able to qualify JRF. Okay, and it doesn't matter whatever the category you belongs to, your target shall always be higher. Okay, that's why in the introduction of all the subjects, I tell you that you can make all the 10 questions right if you are sound enough. Then from business management and HRM, I have already told you around 8 to 9 can be made right. Business economics, very high scoring, 9 to 10 can be made right. Business environment, international business, 9 to 10. Then accounting and auditing, 8 to 10. Okay. So in this video, we shall talk about these subjects. The sixth one is business finance. This is a very high scoring subject. I must tell you 10 out of 10 questions can be made right if you are sound enough. This is a practical subject, but remember, you do not have to waste your time for solving the practicals. I know some of you would be very sound in solving practical parts of commerce and management stream, but do not waste time. None kind of a practical question from the business finance shall be asked. Okay, even this is asked, it cannot be more than one question, and my experience says that certainly it shall never be asked. Okay, then from banking and financial institution, 8 to 9 questions can be made right only. Okay, if this is a theoretical subjects, and only these questions, these many questions, I don't know whatever the data you go through, only these many questions can be made right if you are very good in banking and financial institution even. Then from marketing management, this is a very high scoring subject. I will tell you the books also for these subjects, and I'll tell you what to leave and what to study for. Okay, so in this subject also 8 questions can be made right only. 2 questions shall be asked in a way you will never get to know from which module or which chapter, specific chapter these has been asked. This subject, this particular subject was put in the syllabus from 2019 July onwards. And from all the 10 subjects of commerce and management, this is the only subject having the very, very vast syllabus. And you can never go beyond 7 questions. So do not waste your time in reading all the contents of legal aspects of a business, because it contains a number of laws, and you can never complete these in 5 months. And we are targeting the upcoming examination for the summer examination. I have already given you the schedule, which is starting from 21st of June. Okay, so even we go through from the classes, even you are regularly going through from all the laws, you can never make all the questions right. Only 7 questions can be expected to be made right, even if you are sound in all the legal aspects of business. Then the last one is income tax and planning. 8 to 9 questions only can be made right, and one practical question is highly expected. I'll tell you from which module. Okay, so now one by one I go with all the subjects. Business finance, one of my favorite area, although this is practical subjects there, but do not go for solving the practicals. But yes, for all the chapters, all the practical chapters, you must solve at least one practical question so that your concepts are clear. Just for the sake of clearing your concepts, you must solve one practical for all the topics contained in business finance. Only then your concept shall be clear, because the questions asked in the examinations are very clear cut, and if you are conceptually very sound, only then you shall be able to answer this question. Okay, first of all, I would like to give you introduction of this particular subject, then I'll tell you which book to refer. Okay, sources of finance, capital structure, one question is highly expected. Okay, solve one question, one practical question for all the methods of capital structure. Then cost of capital, you must solve the different methods of finding the cost of capital. One question is highly expected. Okay, from capital budget techniques, this is also one of the very important topic you have to go through from the methods of capital budgeting techniques. Practical shall never be asked from this particular chapter, but you should be conceptually very sound. Okay, then from working capital management, yes, one question is highly expected, and that shall be theoretical. Okay, then from dividend decisions, there are models of dividend decisions and theories you have to go through. This is a very important topic, one question is highly expected. Then from risk and return analysis, securitization, just one or two readings should be enough for this, and only one question is expected, but its probability is also very low. So do not waste your time for these theoretical portions. Even if you go just one or two readings should be sufficient. Okay, after that there is foreign exchange market, exchange rate, one question is highly expected from this part. Okay, then international financial markets, then euro currency, ADRs, GDRs, international arbitrage, multinational capital budgeting, that contains the information of capital budgeting regarding MNCs. One question is highly expected from this part as well. So now the introduction to business finance is already over. Now I must tell you which book you should prefer for covering all these things. The first one is M.Y. Khan. Okay, M.Y. Khan, and the second one is I.M. Pandey. So these books you have to go through. Okay, even if you purchase just one book, that would be sufficient. Okay, around 500 would be the cost, but I am certainly sure if you go through from each and every content from at least one of these two books, then 9 or 10 questions are going to be made right. And for all the students who have joined the regular course, they do not need to purchase this. Already everything has been given to you. Okay, so now I move to the further subject. This is banking and financial institution. Around 8 to 10 questions can be made right. Okay, this is also a high scoring subject and easy one. Okay, so from the types of banks and one question is highly expected. Then from Reserve Bank of India, its role and functions and monetary policy. There are different methods of monetary policies. You have to go through. Very important topic. One question is highly expected and certainly it shall be asked. Then from banking reforms, there are these reforms, specifically Basel norms and risk management. Okay, they have given some kind of recommendations you have to go through. Sometimes the recommendation specific question is asked in the examination. One question is highly expected. Then financial markets, yes, money market, capital market, and government security market, the so-called secondary market. Okay, one question is highly expected. Certainly it will be there. They can ask you the features of these market, which are very important one. Then from financial institutions, their role is very important. The role of a DFIs, these are developmental financial institution like IDFC, IFCI. You have to go through from the role of these and whatever the achievements they have done. Then from this part, 1 or 2 readings should be sufficient for internet banking, mobile banking, digital payment system. But financial sector reforms, from reforms a question is asked, and this is highly expected one. Okay, so you have to go through from this specific topic. After that, digitization of banking, just 1 or 2 readings should be sufficient, and its probability is very low that the question can be put from this part. Then from insurance, this is a very important topic. You can never skip it. Around even more than 2 questions can be asked from this particular topic, and this topic can be in the form of a passage as well. Okay, because nowadays I have experienced that in the paper 2 portion, the passage kind of questions are also asked, in which a passage is given and 2 or 3 questions based on the passage are to be solved out. Okay, so this is a very important topic. And from last, this is the factors limiting insurability of risk. Then IRDA and its role is very important thing. One question is highly expected from this part. Okay, so now I must tell you the book. No specific book is required. The book of your undergraduation and post-graduation should be sufficient for covering all the syllabus regarding banking and financial institutions, because these are the things which do not require any kind of logic. These are already very clear-cut topics. So you have to study or go through from the books of your undergraduation and post-graduation. These would be enough. And then there is marketing management. This is a very important subject, and this is also high scoring, but 1 or 2 questions from the marketing management shall be asked in a way that you can never get to know from which module or which specific chapter these has been asked. Okay, but this is a very interesting subject. And while reading all the chapters, a student do not lose his interest in marketing management, because this is a very conceptual and very interesting subject. Okay, so first of all, marketing concept and approaches, highly important. And marketing mix is also highly important. One question shall certainly be put from this portion. Then strategic marketing planning, like segmentation, targeting and positioning, 100% one question shall be there from this part. Okay. Then product decision making, I have given the complete bifurcation of the syllabus. Okay, so all the points have been given in the dotted value. So whatever the point I go through, 100% one question is going to be put from that specific portion, and you do not have to give much of your time to this portion, and you are not giving time to this portion in comparison of this portion. Okay, so that's why in a very defined form I have given you explanation of each and every topic. From product decision making, one question shall certainly be put 100%. This can be from product life cycle and product mix decisions as well. Okay, number of times the questions from product decision mix decisions and product life cycle has been put. Then from pricing decision, this part is similar with the part covered in the business economics. If you have seen the video, or if you have gone thoroughly from the syllabus of commerce or management, you would have experienced that pricing decision chapter or the content has been given in economics and marketing as well. Okay, so that's why if you go through from the topics of a pricing decision from the book of economics or subject of economics, then you do not have to worry about the marketing, because automatically your topic is covered. This is a very important topic, and 100% one question shall be put. Then I mean to say, when speaking about the economic subject, I told you from pricing decision one question shall be sure. Then now it's a turn of marketing management. I have told you that from pricing decision one question is sure. So it's a probability of this specific topic is of 2 questions. So you cannot skip this. This is a very important topic. Okay, so you have to go through from your respective books. Then from promotion decisions, 100% one question shall be asked, and it shall be from the methods only. Okay, so you can give 1 or 2 readings for a rule of a promotion in marketing only, but you have to go through from advertising, personal selling, then publicity, then sales promotion, and so on. Then from distribution decisions, 100% one question shall be put. Then from consumer behavior, this contains attitude, behavior, personality, perception, and their buying process, consumer buying process. All these chapters are to be covered, and one question is highly expected. Then I think this is the last topic from the marketing management. You have to go through not in very detail, because only one question is expected, and from this portion I am telling that the question is asked in the way that it, although the topic is very simple, but the question becomes very technical. So 1 or 2 readings should be sufficient, and you should not be worried about going through everything in detail. Okay, because even if you sacrifice one question from the 10 questions, but you are sound enough in 8 and 9 questions, then you do not have to worry about the irrelevant portion. Now I must tell you what book to be referred for this marketing management. If at the time of your graduation or post graduation your professors were very good in marketing management, they would have referred you the book of Philip Kotler. Okay, Philip Kotler, he is a very sound marketer, and it has been number of years then that the version of his book is being published. And if you go through from that specific book, then I am 100% sure your at least 8 questions are going to be made right. Okay, Philip Kotler book is highly profitable. And again, to the students who have joined the regular batch, you do not need to purchase any book, because everything has already been delivered to you. Then this is the 9th topic contained in the syllabus. This is the legal aspects of business. Okay, so from this particular subject, I must tell you only 7 questions are expected to be made right. Whatever the syllabus you go through, I am 100% sure. Okay, so I must tell you because it contains number of laws for which large number of different books are to be gone through. Okay, and this is never possible for you because you have to refer the books of graduation, then post graduation. Okay, because every time you would have experienced that in the first year of your graduation the law was separate, in the second year the law became separate, in the third year the law became separate. So that's why every law has been contained in the syllabus of legal aspects of all the business. Okay, so I will tell you what to do for Indian Contract Act. These are the names of chapters, name of the chapter of your graduation part 1 book. Okay, this is capacity of parties, free consent, discharge of a contract, then breach of a contract, remedies, then quasi contract. One question is highly expected, but do not go through from all the chapters in detail, only the relevant thing, and for the sake of your concept clarity this should be enough. Okay, so the next one is special contracts. These are indemnity and guarantee, then bailment and pledge. One question is highly expected. So this complete part is covered in the book of graduation first year. I have taught to my college students as well. So two questions are expected in overall from that specific book. So sales of goods act, then sale and agreement to sell, rights of unpaid seller, rights of buyer. One question is expected from this part only. Okay, from this part you are not supposed to devote much of your time to read sale of goods act only and you are leaving unpaid seller. This should not be your strategy. Okay, and overall from this particular part only one question shall be asked. Then from negotiable instruments act, one question is highly expected. Okay, these are like checks, etc. Then types of negotiable instrument. This is a very important topic you must go through. Okay, so negotiation and assignment is also important, but this particular topic if you go through, then one question from all this portion is very important. Okay, then the Companies Act 2013 you would have gone through in second year of your graduation from this particular subject. Okay, so it contains the detail of a whole of the book. So that's why I always stresses out that you are not supposed to go through from all the book, but only the things like a company formation, the steps of a formation, then about meetings, then winding ups, then management. These are the directors, and the directors remuneration part is to be covered from the management. So these things we have to go through. One question shall certainly be put from this part. Okay, then LLP, this is limited liability partnership. I always use some abbreviations because now you are appearing in the NET and JRF examination, and I expect that you already have the knowledge of these at least basic knowledge, at least you know the names of all these things. So that's why I do not read each and everything. The Competition Act is very important. From all this part, the LLP, basic structure and formation, and Competition Act is highly important. Okay, then one question is expected from this part also. Then again, this is now you see that the syllabus is still has still not finished. Okay, there are more laws like Information Technology Act. Okay, then RTI Act, then cyber crimes. This is also a separate law. So this has not been given in the books of graduation. From your post graduation, if you have gone through law from law books, this will be covered. Then intellectual property rights, then patents and trademarks, copyrights. From your second year of graduation, your law book would have covered this specific part. Then the last one is GST. I think 2 readings should be enough because this specific part has not to be devoted much of your time. Okay, the reason is if you are sound enough, again if you are sound enough for 8 questions, you can sacrifice at least 1 or 2 questions. The reason is the syllabus of a GST you can never cover. It contains a number of rules and regulations and number of different things. Okay, but the very clear cut things like main provisions, then benefits of GST, then working of dual GST you have to go through. Okay, if you still are left with the time, then you can go through in detail for GST, but I highly suggest that for just one question, reading that much large portion of a specific thing is not a worthy decision. Then the last one is, this is income tax law and planning book of your final year. This is graduation, undergraduation last year, and post graduation last year. Okay, that would be enough for covering the syllabus of income tax law and planning from all the modules written in the dotted uh, lines. One question is highly expected. Okay, from residential status, then agriculture income, exempted incomes, highly expected, and 100% one practical question is highly expected, and that can be from the chapters of house property and capital gains. Okay, if this is asked if from the house property, then the question shall be of annual value. If from capital gain, then calculation of short term and long term capital value. Okay, from deductions also one question can be asked. Then assessment of individuals, you have to go through from all the chapters: salary, house property, business, then other sources, then capital gain. From international gains, you have to go through from transfer pricing. This is very important topic. Then from corporate tax planning, also very important. One question is highly expected. Techniques also, this is make or buy decision is the most important part of techniques of a corporate tax planning. One question shall certainly be put, and the probability of make or buy decision is very high. Then deductions, 100% one question shall be asked, and from advanced tax or e-filing, 100% one question is expected to be asked from this specific portion. So now I have given you all the details. Now I just stop sharing the screen, and at last I would like to request you all to be regular for the course, and I give you on daily basis the test series, and I have observed number of students are not appearing in that. So I expect your regularity, because I genuinely believe that whatever we are providing, no one in India can provide free of cost. Okay, so that's why you have to be regular, and if you wish to join the regular paid course batch, you can personally message us, then we shall get to you. Okay, thank you so much for joining this, and the next meeting shall be intimated to you on Monday. Thank you so much.